Hey ho und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Genshin Impact, wie immer in 21:9 und wenn ihr jetzt das eingeschaltet habt, naja, wir befinden uns im Gefängnis von Fort Méropide, hier im Untergrund oder unter Wasser von Fontaine, wie ich euch hier zeigen kann. Und ja, wie ihr erkennen könnt, befinden wir uns in dieser Episode noch bei 4.1. Es gibt ja diverse Gründe und Umstände, warum es so lange braucht, bis die Episode released wird, aber naja, bei fast 1100 Folgen, ja, da kostet das schon durchaus ein bisschen Zeit für. Allerdings solltet ihr an dieser Stelle auch wirklich die Chance nutzen, hier oben rechts auf das E-Symbol zu klicken beim YouTube-Player, denn dort kommt ihr auf die Playlist zu Let's Play Genshin Impact und könnt euch nochmal die 4.1-Story anschauen. Wir befinden uns halt durchgehend in der Fontaine, in dieser Arkenauftrag von 4.1. Allerdings solltet ihr unabhängig dessen, was andere YouTuber, Streamer oder so alles halt rumgeflamed hatten, damals zumindest, auch die Storyline von 4.0 gucken, was mit 1030 released worden ist. Denn gerade durch den Arkenauftrag, als wir den gefinisht hatten, wurde es halt spannend, denn wir hatten auch sofort angefangen, Nebenmissionen zu machen. Es gibt auch durch ein Event diverse Hinweise über Furina, im Sinne von, dass Furina Fontaine komplett erschaffen hat und alle Roboter Maschinen sind. Und in einem Event wurde ja gesagt von den Spielzeugherstellern, Uhrenmacher, dass einer seiner Brüder, also zumindest die Personen, die dabei waren, behaupten, ja, das sind Roboter. Die sehen aus wie Menschen, sind aber Roboter. Und das macht die Sache durchaus interessant. Oder auch, dass hier Coppelius wohl auch einmal ein Mensch gewesen war. Wir wissen halt absolut nichts darüber. Es gab halt viele Hinweise diesbezüglich. Und auch in 4.1 gab es irgendwo in den letzten 7, 8, 9 Folgen einen kleinen Hinweis wegen Furina vor allem, was vielleicht die Theorie zwar nicht bestätigt hat, aber ein bisschen gefestigt hatte. Aber wie gesagt, das zusammenzufassen, so umfangreich, schaut euch das lieber in Ruhe an. Wirklich, nehmt euch die Zeit. Ich mache das jetzt nicht nur, um Werbung zu machen, sondern wirklich, es ist viel. So, jetzt befinden wir uns, wie gesagt, im Gefängnis, denn der Graf wurde ja eingebuchtet und bestraft. Er ist aber entkommen, aus irgendwelchen Gründen, die wir noch nicht erklären konnten. Wir untersuchen den Fall. Wir treffen uns jetzt nochmal erneut mit Lynette, der übrigens auch freiwillig hier ist. Der Umstand ist halt geschuldet, dass man, wenn man bestraft ist, landet man hier. Aber wenn man die Haft ausgesetzt, also hier zu Ende hatte, kann man trotzdem hier noch bleiben. Und das macht die Sache durchaus interessant.
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fréminet successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fréminet's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Genau. Ich wäre nicht abgeneigt zu helfen im Übrigen.
Perhaps that's true. You are both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future, too.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Fréminet and Lynette feel the same way.
Ja, dafür solltet ihr den ersten Verhandlungsfall von 4.0 Arkenauftrag gucken. Denn nach der Verhandlungsfall, ja, die Cutscene war 70, 80 Minuten lang und da hätte man vielleicht eine Pause einbauen können. Aber da haben wir auch etwas über deren Vergangenheit gehört, wer diese wirklich sind. Vor allem Lynettes Vergangenheit war auch gerade nicht ohne. Und ja, deswegen sind wir auch ein bisschen, bisschen skeptisch gegenüber. Aber gut, schaut euch das lieber in Ruhe an. Jedenfalls, ich verstehe.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fréminet returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really a good time to go over?
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Stimmt, davon haben wir auch gehört und sogar getroffen vor 6, 7 Folgen ungefähr.
Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
Ja gut, das war hierhin teleportiert worden. Es war jetzt ein bisschen mies, aber naja gut. Weil ich habe die Umgebung noch nicht hundertprozentig drauf. Allerdings gibt es eine Sache, die ich gerne gucken möchte. Denn in den letzten beiden Folgen, oder in der letzten Folge sogar war das, haben wir durch die Vision von dem Grafen einen Tunnel entdeckt, den wir vorher noch nie besucht hatten. Es hieß, der war unter Wasser. Dann mussten wir halt 9 Tage warten. Also Ingame-Tage war das. Das war auch im Rahmen einer Cutscene eher aufgebaut gewesen. Genau hier. Und dann das, was halt eben Lynette halt alles erzählt hatte mit diesen Kanalisationen, mit dem Wasser und so weiter. Deswegen will ich gerne kurz mal gucken. Hier gibt es natürlich immer so ein paar Kleinigkeiten. Denn eigentlich können wir auch ziemlich gut schwimmen und tauchen. Nur, naja. Schauen wir mal, ob das überhaupt möglich ist. Natürlich ein paar Sachen sammeln. Auch hier ist eine Truhe. Okay, ich bin ein bisschen verwundert. Oder kann es sein, weil wir die noch... Ja, weil hier war ja eine Cutscene. Das ist auch so ein bisschen das Problem. Wir werden häufig wegteleportiert. Nein, nicht hoch. Und dann ist es halt nicht ganz so offensichtlich, wo wir hin müssen. Aber holy shit, Alter, wo geht's denn entlang? Wahrscheinlich müssen wir früher oder später selber dorthin durchlaufen. Aber wer weiß, vielleicht finden wir hier noch eine Truhe oder so. Sind hier Gegner? Scheint nicht der Fall zu sein. Da oben sind wieder diverse Sachen. Da ist eine Person. Mit der kann man interagieren. Würde ich jetzt gerne vermeiden wollen, weil ich möchte gerne bei der Story stuck bleiben. Damit ihr in der Playlist einfach nur durchscrollen müsst und die Folge in Ruhe gucken könnt. Oh. Ihr schon wieder. Ja, das heißt, wir können gar nicht flüchten. Warte mal, die ist jetzt dort. Gibt es denn noch eine? Ah, wahrscheinlich müssen wir sie weglocken. Haha, okay, gut, lassen wir das lieber. Das ist eigentlich ein Detail, was ich noch nicht kannte. So, dann nochmal den ganzen Weg zurück. Ist ja eigentlich nur einmal um die Ecke. Schleich dich zur Klinik. Hauptsache schleichen. Ah, Moment mal. Haben wir denn jetzt nachts? Weil so ein Zeitgefühl haben wir hier nicht so besonders, weil durch dieses ganze Gefängnisding, wir sind ja erstens unter Wasser, da gibt es halt keinen Tag und Nacht, wenn man so möchte. Und es ist halt immer so aufgebaut, es gibt eine Vormittags- und eine, naja, wenn man will, so Nachmittagsschicht, aber weil die Leute überall draußen sind, muss es ja tags sein noch. Denn man kann halt nur an Hälfte des Tages sozusagen arbeiten gehen, haben auch ein paar Marken dafür gesammelt, sozusagen die Währung, die man hier nutzen kann. Wir müssen auch noch später zu der Essensausgabe gehen, weil ein Real-Life-Tag auch vergangen ist und dann kann man sich immer so eine Marke und so ein Essensgericht abholen. Habe ich das letzte schon geöffnet? Weil wir kriegen scheinbar nur eins, ne? Ja, haben wir bereits ausgenutzt. Aber gut, der wird uns aufhalten wollen bestimmt, ne? Nee? Ich hätte eher gedacht, du hältst uns auf. Naja. Hier natürlich immer die ganzen Glitzer-Sachen sammeln. Wir haben jetzt hier 3 oder 4 Truhen überhaupt gefunden. So.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange. Lynette?
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Ja, ihr solltet bedenken, wenn ihr die Folge nicht gesehen habt, da gibt es so geheime Gesetze, wenn man gegen die verstößt, soll etwas Schlimmes passieren. Wir persönlich haben gegen 2 Gesetze verstoßen und gerade beim zweiten haben wir sogar ein Item bekommen, eine Flasche, womöglich mit Blut befüllt. Wer weiß, was das bedeutet, aber naja, ob sie wohl eine Spur gefunden hat und gegangen ist, um ihr zu folgen, denn wir haben tatsächlich hier etwas gefunden.
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
Suche in der Klinik nach Hinweisen, genau. Wir haben uns, wie ihr auch eben erfahren habt, uns hier einweisen lassen einmal, nach Hinweisen gesucht und, naja, das hier gefunden, so eine Klappe sozusagen, nur ich schätze mal, Lyney wird sie auch gefunden haben, oder?
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijuin would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in handy for a nurse from time to time.
Vor allem über die Melusine haben wir auch etwas erfahren, was die Sache ein bisschen kritisch, also was ich ein bisschen kritisch hier gegenüberstehe, ist nämlich, sie kann aufgrund ihrer Fähigkeit besser in den Menschen sozusagen hineinstarren und auch mögliche Verletzungen frühzeitig erkennen. Und wir hatten uns ja krank gestellt, weil wir so eine Flüssigkeit getrunken hatten. Und ich weiß nicht, ob sie dahinter gekommen ist, dass das nur gespielt war. Aber die hat auch nichts gesagt, also wer weiß.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in, except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, while she left to retrieve the medication.
Aber dieses Bett ist noch ungemacht. Oder ist die Melusine noch nicht zurückgekehrt vielleicht?
Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Das heißt nichts Gutes. Deswegen hatte ich ja euch gerade gesagt, dass sie den Menschen sozusagen besser beurteilen kann. Wir haben uns ja vergiftet, aber ob Lyney irgendwas gemacht hat, weil Migräne ist ja etwas, naja, wie will man das denn bezwecken so leicht und so schnell?
This is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Ines Gesichtsausdruck. Er macht sich offensichtlich große Sorgen. Keine Panik. Das war wohl wahrscheinlich mehr an ihn selbst gerichtet.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
This is...
Is that all?
Steht noch irgendetwas auf der Rückseite?
The back. This is...
Show me, now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Writhesly. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Und warum wurde er erst beim unserem zweiten Versuch aktiv?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Lynette, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though.
Aber warum hat er es nur auf Lynette abgesehen und warum hat er dich nicht auch erwischt? Wahrscheinlich ist das noch die zweite Falle, weil er weiß, dass Lyney hinter Lynette sein wird.
I'd like to know that too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means... the fact that Fréminet was able to leave the grounds... could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
But what does he gain by letting Fréminet leave like that?
Ich verstehe jetzt. Er hat Lynette und Fréminet beide absichtlich verschwinden lassen.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fréminet. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Lyney, beruhig dich.
Don't be like this, Lyney. Fréminet wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child. That was our fault.
No, I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone! Please help! She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Lenny! Wait!
Ja.
It's no use, we have to catch up to him!
Habe ich es nicht gesagt? Irgendwas ist doch mit ihr nicht ganz rund. Wie kann man denn lügen, wenn sie Lügen durchschauen? So nach dem Prinzip. Also, jetzt haben wir die Bestätigung, wenn man so möchte. Ich bin jetzt mal gespannt, was jetzt uns noch erwartet.
He's already out of sight! How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Wriothesley's office!
Ja. Ja, gut. Dann nutzen wir direkt mal die Chance hierfür. Wie kann ich helfen? Wohlfahrtsmahlzeit, bla bla bla. Ja, so. Kann ich das anklicken? Immer noch nicht, haben sie das gemacht. Okay, ich muss das auf jeden Fall einlösen. Zack. So. Da war... Ah, gut, Z kann man später lesen. So. Ich dachte, der Eingang wäre hier unten. Ehrlich gesagt. Ah, ne, ist doch hier unten. Aber hier steht halt, geh höher. Und da drin gibt es noch eine weitere Etage. Hatten wir letztens mal besucht.
Come out and face me, Risley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fréminet, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Méropide is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fréminet has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fréminet is not.
He's not? What do you really want?
Lyney!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Wo sind Lynette und Fréminet?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fréminet should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So where do you think he may be right now?
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fréminet's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Lyney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Méropide, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Lyney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fréminet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see why she would refuse.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the fortress of Méropide? This place is basically a no man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Fréminet have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Lyney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Lyney!
Warum musst du das tun?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fréminet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5...
Wait,
2, 1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Lyney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Warte, lässt sich denn nicht noch einmal darüber reden?
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Lyney, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Bitte verschone Fréminet und Lynette. Auch ich will die beiden retten.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found, I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Kaum zu glauben, dass nach den Geheimregeln fragt. Ich erinnere mich, dass man am 3. Tag, wenn man durchgehend arbeitet, mittags seltsames Fleisch in seiner Ration vorfinden wird. Das haben wir auch. Zum Glück haben wir diese Angelegenheit zuvor sorgfältig untersucht. Schauen wir mal, welche Hinweise wir haben. Die Antwort sollte sich darunter befinden. Solltest du gegen die Geheimregel des Produktionstrakts verstoßen, wird in deiner Wohlfahrtsmahlzeit seltsames Fleisch auftauchen. Was die Geheimregel... Ja, was passiert, wenn man... Ja, okay. Wähle einen beliebigen Hinweis. Ja,
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sigewinne be doing during that time? The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons would spend them on Fanta.
Das würde ich für den zweite Geheimregel nehmen. Das erste kann ja sein als Schutz der Arbeiter sozusagen, dass sie, wenn man 3 Tage anstrengend arbeiten muss, dass man vielleicht tendiert, sich zu verletzen. So, das ist jetzt erstmal meine Theorie.
We often see Miss Sigewinne observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them. Fanta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fanta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear rather strange and alien to humans. According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well.
Vielleicht das
We
hier?
often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near their production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them.
Genau. Dann dementsprechend verschwindet sie immer und deswegen muss das ja mit dem Fleisch irgendwie
I've been
zusammenhängen.
told that the infirmary is always empty.
So. Ach, das wird in dieser Reihenfolge gemacht, aber haha. Das ist die Frage jetzt, was könnte sein?
The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans.
Diese Ästhetik hätte ich eher für den zweiten Fall genommen. Schauen wir mal, was richtig und falsch ist. Oh, richtig. Okay, ich bin überrascht, ehrlich gesagt.
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row, and if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. At first, we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared, but in reality, they were all prepared by Sijuin, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijuin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However, unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
Die Geheimregel der Pankrationsarena. Ja, ich erinnere mich. Sollte man gleichzeitig Verlosungskarten der beiden gegeneinander antretenden Pankreatiasten, wie auch immer, kaufen, erhält man am darauffolgenden Morgen ein Paket mit einer seltsamen, blutähnlichen Flüssigkeit. Hierzu haben wir auch eine Menge Ermittlungen angestellt. Versuchen wir also mal anhand der uns vorliegenden Hinweise die Wahrheit herauszufinden. Solltest du gegen die Geheimregel der Pankration-Arena verstoßen, wirst du ein Paket mit seltsamer blutähnlicher Flüssigkeit erhalten. Das haben wir auch bekommen, auf jeden Fall so eine Flasche, so wie ihr es hier sehen könnt. So, das ist der Starthinweis. Was hat sich geändert? Das sind dieselben Sachen, ne?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. Fanta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fanta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it.
Da möchte ich gerne wissen, ob es vielleicht einen Unterschied gibt zwischen, also wenn die trinken, also wenn die Protagonisten oder Kämpfer, wie auch immer, die Person A trinkt was anderes und Person B trinkt was Neues oder so, dass dann vielleicht zu Unterschieden kommen könnte, die dann offensichtlich werden, aber...
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons would spend them on Fanta.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, in welchen Reihenfolge ich die anklicken soll. Was ist hiermit?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well.
Ich würde das hier machen, das macht auf jeden Fall Sinn.
Fanta's internal reports suggest
Das hier und dann das hier.
the Fanta promoter has been
Ah, okay, hat auch funktioniert.
so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the pancreation ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer. But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making. The company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Méropide and offered to sponsor the pancreation tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words, I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Hierzu haben wir bislang noch nicht genügend Hinweise, denn dafür müsst ihr die Folge auch sehen, denn ihr habt ja eben in dieser Rückblende noch weitere Personen gesehen, die miteinander geredet hatten, und einer der beiden Personen hat gesagt, ja, ich muss heute die gelbe Medizin nehmen. Wir wissen nicht, was das bedeutet, wir schätzen mal, dass es nur eine Geheimnachricht ist, denn vorher gab es ja diese, ich sag mal, Geheimtreffen, und da bin ich mal gespannt, wie das aufgeklärt wird.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Fréminet never even crossed your mind.
Lyney, warte.
You'll pay for this! Ah!
Lyney, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewinne. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace.
Sigewinne?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigewinne... You...
Du steckst da auch mit drin, ne?
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur NViDiA asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties.
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lyney someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
Du kennst Neuvillette doch auch. Und warum lernst du nicht von seiner Tugend?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur NViDiA told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarand. My door.
Fréminet. Fréminet.
What's going on? What is Clarand doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Lyney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fréminet? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Diese Symptome, handelt es sich dabei um etwa...
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fréminet a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clarand while you get Fréminet to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
Uiuiuiuiuiuiui. Und da die Sarah Kojo aus Fontaine, wenn man so möchte, aber... Uiuiuiui.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lyney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... Well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
So, jetzt noch die beiden. Lynette runzelt angewidert die Stirn, als wolle er nicht, dass Ti Fréminet anfasst. Aber er tritt auch nicht vor, um einzuschreiten. Fréminet muss anscheinend ernsthaft untersucht werden. Ti unterzieht Fréminet einer eingehenden Untersuchung. Ihre Mimik wirkt nicht allzu ernst. Scheinbar hat sie gute Nachrichten. Hoffentlich wird Fréminet wieder.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Still, his condition is not critical. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fréminet for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
Lynets angespannte Miene entspannt sich leicht. Offensichtlich schenkt er Ti Worten Glauben. Und ich kann mir gut vorstellen, dass sie in diesem Loch, was wir eben auch nochmal gesehen hatten, vielleicht, dass sie dort eingesperrt war.
Lyney, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't look all right.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Lyney! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too. Fréminet? Is he...
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Gerne.
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fréminet out of the sea.
Chlorint hat Fréminet gerettet, und zwar aus dem Meer. Was dort wo vorgefallen ist. Ja, vor allem, dass sie dort war. Einmal gucken, Neugier, so wie immer. Ja, die stehen beide oben noch am Diskutieren. Aber gut, lassen wir das erstmal. Wir haben jetzt gerade andere Sachen zu tun. Einmal hier durch. So, ich würde aber sagen, hier würde sich das ziemlich gut anbieten, einen Cut zu machen, auch wenn es gerade ziemlich spannend ist und ich auch selber neugierig bin. Aber gut, so müssen wir es leider machen, weil die Episode ist ja schon wieder in der Überlänge. Wie es dann weitergeht, was uns dort erwartet und all diese Dinge werdet ihr dementsprechend in den zukünftigen Episoden sehen. Deswegen empfehle ich euch ein Abo dazulassen, denn obwohl ich noch nicht so weit bin mit dem Release, kann es trotzdem spannend sein und ihr supportet mich ziemlich nice hier auf YouTube. Folgt mir auf meine Social Media Kanäle, die ich ebenfalls verlinkt habe, denn dort poste ich Sachen auch von anderen Spielen. Ansonsten like, dislike, kommentiert meine Videos, Fragen, Anmerkungen, was auch immer. Ich versuche es in der Regel auch zu beantworten und würde mal sagen, bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.